It happens almost every morning. The sun starts to rise, everything is quiet, and then suddenly, a rooster starts crowing like it's announcing something important to the entire world. And here's the strange part. Roosters don't just crow randomly. They often crow at almost the same time every morning. So people naturally started believing something, that roosters crow because the sun rises, almost like they're nature's alarm clocks. But is that actually true? Do roosters see the sunrise and react to it? Or is something else happening inside them? Because the real answer is much more interesting than most people realize. Let's break it down. First, yes, light does affect roosters, but the sun itself is not the full reason they crow. In fact, scientists discovered something surprising. Roosters can crow even when they can't see the sunrise at all. Experiments showed that roosters kept crowing at regular times even in constant darkness, which means something inside them was controlling it. And that something is called a biological clock. Just like humans have an internal body clock that tells us when to sleep and wake up, roosters have one too. Their bodies naturally sense time. So even without sunlight, a rooster's brain can predict when morning is coming, almost like an internal timer. And when that time arrives, they crow. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Roosters don't just crow to say morning is here. They're also sending a message, a warning, a claim. Basically, the rooster is announcing, this is my territory. In the wild, sound matters a lot. Animals use calls to communicate strength, location, and dominance. And a rooster's crow is loud for a reason. It travels far. So when one rooster crows, other roosters nearby often respond, almost like a shouting contest across farms and fields, each one trying to sound stronger than the others. Now imagine mornings in ancient villages. Long before alarm clocks existed, people naturally woke up around sunrise, and every day they heard roosters crowing around the same time. So over generations, humans connected the two things. Morning equals rooster crowing, and slowly, roosters became symbols of sunrise and waking up. But here's something funny. Roosters don't only crow in the morning. They can crow during the day too, or when they hear loud sounds, or when another rooster challenges them. Sometimes they even crow because of sudden light at night. So the famous morning crow is just their most predictable one. But it's not the only time they do it. Now, here's another fascinating detail. Not all roosters crow at exactly the same moment. There's actually a kind of rooster hierarchy. Dominant roosters usually crow first. Lower-ranking roosters often wait their turn. Because crowing first is almost like saying, I'm in charge here. So even among chickens, there's social order, and the morning crow is part of it. But the story gets even stranger when scientists look deeper into why the crow is so loud and unique. Because when a rooster crows, it's extremely loud. Some rooster crows can reach over 100 decibels. That's close to the sound level of a motorcycle or a loud concert. Now think about this. The rooster is making that sound with its own body, right next to its own ears. So why doesn't it go deaf? That's the question scientists started asking, and the answer is surprisingly clever. Roosters have a special built-in protection system. Right before they crow, their ear canals partially close. This reduces the amount of sound reaching their ears. So while the crow sounds incredibly loud to us, the rooster's ears are protected from the full force of the noise. It's almost like nature gave them automatic earplugs. And that makes sense, because roosters crow many times throughout their lives. Without protection, the sound could damage their hearing. Now, let's go back to why the crow matters so much. For a rooster, crowing is not just noise. It's identity, strength, presence. A healthy, confident rooster often crows more loudly and more often, and other chickens pay attention to it. So, in a way, crowing is also social communication. It tells the group who's alert and active. But humans noticed something else too. Roosters crow so reliably in the early morning that they became symbols of time itself. In many cultures, roosters were linked with sunrise, awakening, and new beginnings. Before clocks existed, people listened to nature, the changing light, bird sounds, animal behavior, and roosters became one of the most recognizable signs that the day was beginning. That's why roosters appear in old stories, weather vanes, farms, and traditions around the world. Not because they create the morning, but because they announce it so consistently. Now, here's the fascinating part. A rooster doesn't actually know what 7 a.m. means. It's not reading time. It's following rhythms built deep inside its body. Rhythms shaped by evolution over thousands of years. And once you understand that, the morning crow feels different. Not random, not annoying noise, but part of an ancient natural system. A signal repeated generation after generation, long before humans built alarm clocks. So the next time you hear a rooster crow at sunrise, remember, it's not just reacting to the sun. It's following an internal clock and announcing its presence to the world. Common thing, surprising history. And now you know why roosters crow in the morning.